my love, right, and what I'm doing increasingly more is language crafting
Mm.
for individuals, for groups, for nonprofits, for whatever, going, language is magic. It's one of the great skills of intimate collaboration. If we have a name, we have a relationship, and anything we can name, we can. So I'm with self and others, interested in how we can unbespell ourselves, and it's like I do a lot of, or work when there were huge gatherings. Well, there are huge gatherings. I'm sort of sitting those out, going, yes, I have my fill of tear gas. I thank you for carrying on, full Wolfie support, whatever we can do from our different assignments, but but a lot of times, and the Women's March, really, really great, really great. And the, on the stage, the language is, let's support these people's long, hard struggle. I go, I want to support their effective dedication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever we say, we got more of it. It's like, they want more struggle. It's like, no, we want effective dedication, just to play. And working with so many people, I do personal consultings and business and everything consultings. And so people go, well, I've been struggling with this issue for years. And I go, well, let's see what it feels like if we take the word struggle and put it into the giant death rebirth cauldron available to us all, and replace it with the word dancing. I've been dancing with this issue for years, and it's like, oh, well, then you can spiral. Then, as opposed to dun 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 dun, right. And so I'm also, we have these obedience memes. I'm really interested in how prison can masquerade as freedom, because everybody's so interested in not being snookered. So, the word impact is a pandemic, right? Impact investing, and want to impact. And I go, really? You want to have a short, violent encounter? Is that what you're up to? How about a long, curvy influence? Influential. Influence is a word that comes from astrology, actually. It's the inflowing, of the guiding intelligence, right? So how about influence? And it's just, autonomy is a sacrament. And I like to say to myself and others, Uranus trickster says, we are big forces of nature's intelligence dancing with you personally and collectively. We don't care what you do. We care the manner in which you do it, that it come from freedom and choice as opposed to conditioned snookering, right? So I'm just, so the lineup that Jim Lewis was referring to in 81 that we is what's called the Saturn, Pluto, the cauldron of death and rebirth, Jupiter, teasing all knowledge, all practices into, well, practices, actually. Everything we've ever practiced, every word or whatever in the underworld is where you go, well, let's work this. Let's do this thing. Magic's a willingness to cooperate with everything, not condone, right? But to dance and spiral with the thing. And redemption lies in brewing medicine for others, right? So it's like, all right, let's play with this thing here. And so yeah, and it's challenging, because I don't want to impose, finger wagging on people's finger wagging or whatever. But so it's if people want to woof want to play, it's like, all right, language crafting, and that's our metaphors. When people say, I'm so sick and tired of this administration, it's like, oh no, don't do that. Don't, no sense doing their work for them. I'm so aroused into ingenious action. It's like, let's, not sick and tired into the cauldron. So Pluto gives us this great cauldron of death and rebirth, and it's only good for everything to get thrown in. I think it's good for festivals to redesign themselves, and for conferences. Bioneers, festival into the cauldron, and what shall we ladle out? But also everything into the cauldron. Tired language. Trickster says there's no prison for the unexpected. I've test driven these things. I know it's true. When we use expected language, there's already a prison waiting for it. But the original language liberates everybody into a fresh conversation. And I think talking across borders to people that we compost contempt, right? We just got to compost contempt. Before conversation can happen, and then play. Wolf want to play. And sometimes people don't, but sometimes they do. And I remember I was talking to a Trump supporter guy and going, oh, and so then I said, well, what's your definition of the purpose of government? And he's like, oh, see, if we ask, you're unexpected. It only takes, one person to change the circle into like, whoa. And then I said, well, let's just chant it together. The purpose of government is to, and we both said together, protect the Commonwealth. He said it. And I was like, bam, let's quit now. Well, we're ahead. That's good. That was really good. I'll be going swimming now. There we go. Okay. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this dance. Right. And so our repertoire of responses and fresh responses, and our that everything be critique, diving deep into the funky horror, with liberating blessing. But it doesn't have to be boring, right? It can be spicy and sizzly and dark humored, but with a fundamental liberating wish.